Yo, what's going on YouTube? You'll have to excuse my video and the quality of whatnot. We're going through some transitional stages here. But with that being said, let's go ahead and go over this Issho list. I just came from a case tournament where I got 10th. I only lost to Bonnie, and the reason I lost to Bonnie was my first matchup. I just drew horribly. And the second Bonnie matchup I had, I didn't have anything in the late game to keep my momentum going. Like I lost steam at the early game and just didn't see my cards as I needed them in the late game. But generally speaking, this deck actually is just so wild to me because this deck actually does insanely well into Bonnie because its leader ability counters Bonnie's leader ability, and it's also black, so it just has that inherent ability of just getting rid of everything that Bonnie plays. But just unironically in those matches, it just didn't pan out for me, which is unfortunate. Luckily enough for my opponent, unfortunate for me, but you know, it is what it is. I'm forever better. Anyway, let's get into this deck list. So we're gonna keep it super short, super simple, super sweet. All right. So we got one A-cost Issho that we play, and we're just gonna go over the one of really quick. We go one A-cost Issho that we play, one 4-cost Kuzan that we play, one 4-cost Kobe that we play. And if you don't know what this Kobe does, I know you know what the Issho and the Kuzan does, so I'm not gonna really explain those. But the Kobe is you can rest him. He's a 4-cost 1,000 counter. Active main, you can rest him to KO one of your opponent's cost 2 or lower characters. So just a discounted jack basically for the deck. Running one Chishigi, and we're running one Kuzan. This is just going into the Navy package. We are just gonna hold off on going into the other half of the deck. We're gonna try and keep it Navy first. But to continue on, we're running 4 Ice Age. We're running 4 Siru. We're running 3 Barcelino, and we're going to be sticking with the 3-3-3 theme in this because this is a very Yu-Gi-Oh reminiscent. So we're running 3 Barso, 3 brand new, 3 Kobe, 3 Son Goku, 3 T-Bone, and from this point on, we're going to go down to 2s and some of the other cards we run. We're running 2 Helmeppo, and we're running 2 Stage. And this is the entirety of your Navy package. This is everything that you're going to be running that's Navy. You're pretty much using your Son Gokus. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, then you know the reference to these cards. But we're pretty much using Son Gokus as your graceful charities, as they allow you to just pitch 2 and draw 2, which helps with the consistency and the hand issue that Issho had suffered from before. Because before, Issho just generally had to operate with low hand size and just kind of sort of depend on playing blockers to just kind of sort of stay in the game and restanding those. But now you have a consistent ability to just remove cards from your opponent's board. So the deck functions a lot better now, and it almost functions like Lucci. It functions very much like Lucci, in my opinion. You're KOing cards pretty much every single turn. You're using Kobe's, you're using the T-Bones, you're reducing with your black reduction to just get cards off a board. You're KOing with Kobe, KOing with Kuzan. Like you mitigate your opponent's board a lot with this build. Super. It's actually, in my opinion, it's underrated. I feel like it's super strong. Like again, I went X2 today and only losing just because I just drew unfortunately. But every other match I played, it really felt very, very controlling. Like I said, it really does have that Lucci-esque feel to it by being black and being able to fill up your trash and cycle from your trash and KO cards essentially every single turn. It's really, really good stuff. But continue on with the deck. We're going 3 You Can Be My Samurai. We're going with 2 Jack, 2 Brook, 3 Gecko Moria, 3 Sabo, 4 Rebecca, and 1 Mancherry, and that's the entirety of the deck. Now, the reason why you're running Rebecca at 4 is because it's in essence like a heart and soul to your deck by allowing you to get back your Kobe's and anything that you need to KO something back to the field. So like you're only running in this build. I'm only running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Only 12 cards at KO. But with the way that you run through the deck with the Son Gokus and the You Can Be My Samurai and the Sabos and the Kuzan and the Jack, you actually find yourself finding all of your cards relatively fast, or just pretty much seeing all the cards you need to see when you need to see them. Again, the deck is just pretty fast. It's got several draw engines in it. It's got the You Can Be My Samurai as a draw engine. It's got the Sabos as a draw engine, and it's also got the Son Goku as a draw engine. And as I said before, you also have the cycling ability of Jack to help you draw, and you also have the reduction ability plus on play ability of Kuzan to help you draw. So in essence, we're playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cards that allow you to draw into your deck, or just continue to push further into your deck so you just see more cards. Man Cherry is super good in your end game, because if you have Gecko Moria established, a Jack established, or any of your bigger bodies if they're established, and even if it doesn't, even a bigger body, just having bodies on board when you set up for your Man Cherry play means that you're just surviving the end of the game by just constantly playing blockers, because you can just go switch Man Cherry to defense. If you already got, like, say you played a Gecko Moria the turn before, you got to get Rebecca on board. You switch Man Cherry to defense. You go ahead and find yourself a Sabo. Then you just play the Sabo, and then you just restand the Man Cherry. Unless your opponent's playing bottom decking or trashing, there's nothing they can do in response to that move. They just kind of sort of have to let your board stay, because they can't KO it and they can't swing into it because it's restood. Again, if they're playing something like Bonnie, they might be able to rest it, but if you're able to rest it to go for a Man Cherry, that's not guaranteed, especially if you only have 1 to 2 swings. And I have 2 blockers with counter in hand. It's not the most ideal thing to do, especially if you know I'm just going to recover whatever it is you just took off my board, because Man Cherry is going to allow me to just cycle everything back. It's a good thing you can't grab 8s with Rebecca, but I'm almost tempted to play a Dr. Hogback just to get back Gecko Moria, because Gecko Moria is just so insanely good. Like, at first I was like, no, Gecko Moria is totally okay. You don't really need to run that Gecko Moria. But, like, because of the fact that on the Gecko Moria turn or 10-down turn or whatever the case may be, you generally have some sort of Gecko Moria play, which includes playing Rebecca, a Helmeppo. If you have a stage, you use stage. But generally speaking, or if you have some other reduction, you use that. But generally speaking, you'll just go Rebecca, Helmeppo, Rebecca to search out the Kobe to pop whatever is on board. Again, that's just like the most standard Gecko Moria turn for this deck, and it is the Lucci for the deck. So instead of you having to go Rebecca into some other reducer, into Spandine to go ahead and play the Lucci, you're just going Rebecca into reducer into Rebecca to grab the KO'er. And it's just a lot simpler than how Lucci does it. Just still same, just like I say, a little slightly different, but that is the deck for the most part. As I told you, we're just going to keep this short and sweet. Like I said, I got 10th place today. A little disappointed, but I do appreciate it that it wasn't because of piloting error. It was mostly just because of deck performance, but that's all right. We'll get them in the next one. But that is the video, guys, and peace. I swear to God, we got to work on these outros so they're just a lot better.